Dilettante.
Dilettante. What's that? It's Italian, isn't it?
Dilettante.
Dilettante. I think I finally got the pronunciation of English. I said dilettante. In 2026, the way how we learn new language using Anki has changed dramatically due to the introduction and progression of artificial intelligence. For example, there are tons of different types of text-to-speech model that are available in market, and we can use this API to generate audio for flashcards. However, not all of them are suitable for language learning, especially for vocabularies. Well, there's a lot of models, for example, OpenAI's ElevenLabs, and so on and so forth. They are very good in long text, sentences, and even storytelling, novel-like text. They are very human-like and natural. But for language learning, we need precision. The single word accuracies, the tone and rhythm in single words, as well as the articulation and enunciation of these words. Unfortunately, most people mix this up. And today, I will introduce different types of text-to-speech model and compare these artificial intelligence with our traditional dictionary method, using different classification of words and also long syllable words as well. And we can see which one of those are most suitable for Anki language learning. Hello, I'm Alex, and this is Amanix. These 20 words from English and also from French. And so since we have already selected this English word, we can configure our audio collections. And it's here we can see there's a lot of different models we can choose from. So if we say, we have English, we have English in the UK, and these are the services I'm going to test today. ElevenLabs, Google Translate, Google OpenAI, and Oxford. And we shall do the ElevenLabs first. So here we can see there's different configurations of models, voice variations, all from ElevenLabs. There's so many, there's massive number of ElevenLabs voice, and this for my test I think that multilingual V2 is pretty good, so we just put one of these, and we can see here, this is the preview of our Xiang. These 5 words I think is pretty basic English word, so we can have a look first.
Though better.
This is quite challenging, I think. This is a French word.
Voyage.
Voyage. Actually, I don't know which is correct. It's voyage or voyage. Sounds the same. But you can see that the pronunciation I think is okay for me. But some of the words, the basic word, the tone and rhythm is pretty, I wouldn't say bizarre, but a little bit out of the range. Well, let's move on to this long syllable word.
Conspicuously. Idiosyncrasy.
I would say it's pretty good. I mean, the long syllable performs surprisingly well in terms of the tones and rhythm. And the enunciation seems doesn't trouble me. And here becomes difficulty, real difficulty. Say the dilettante. This is the Italian word. English also borrowed.
Dilettante.
Dilettante. What's that? It's Italian, isn't it? It seems didn't notice that it's English. And this is pretty challenging as well. I think it's a French word.
Flamboyant.
Flamboyant. Sounds a little bit French, isn't it? I would say the borrowed word has sort of the fallback, especially for this dilettante. A serious learner wouldn't like that, because if you cannot understand a word and then you repeat a word 10 or 20 times again, you basically just pick up the pronunciation. Let's move on to OpenAI first, and we'll see. We can choose different models. So there's only 3 models. 4.0 is the most, I think it's much better than the other one, but we still didn't go 5.2. Okay, let's have a look. I still remember when I was a young kid, when I first learned English, I always confused with the word and the world. The dark L's always troubles me.
World.
Pretty typical dictionary one.
Enough.
Let's try voyage.
Voyage.
I would say that is pronounced correct. More correct compared to ElevenLabs, because it sounds English to me. We try some long syllable words.
Idiosyncrasy.
The speed is pretty slow, which is good for language learning, especially for long syllables. That's really a headache.
Conspicuously.
This really intrigues me. Let's see the dilettante.
Dilettante.
Let's see some dictionary later to check this one, but it's really a red flag one.
Flamboyant.
I already confused with French and English, to be honest. So we can see if we actually compare this in a very short period, we can see that personally, I would say that I would use OpenAI as of so far. Before we move on to dictionary, let's try some French words though. So we only have 6 French words. Let's do it together. And I think here is the, I just need to make sure this is actually, yeah, this is the ElevenLabs. So we just apply it.
Radical.
Holy, I'm speechless. Both the tone and the pronunciation is totally correct, not correct. This is also because for the foreign language, is besides English, because the model doesn't specify the foreign language.
Ranger. Rare. La minute.
If we put an article before that, it actually was better. So, and the artificial intelligence is super smart. He can guess that la minute is French.
Le restaurant.
Yeah.
Voyageur F voyageuse.
Not quite. So I think that to make sure that AI works, at least we need to have some tricks, maybe add some article. With that being said, we can try OpenAI.
Radical.
But still, for those
Ranger. Rare.
single word without articles,
La minute.
but at least la minute,
Le restaurant.
le restaurant.
Voyageur F voyageuse.
I think that is OpenAI and ElevenLabs, they are quite equal. The major problem is when it comes to single word, the difficulty of deciding the language. Let's move on to dictionary layer. That's we can see how traditional ones fighting the newcomers. So basically here we have two candidates to test. The one being Oxford. So let me show you guys basically the configuration here. Oxford, because it's not an API, and we just choose the voice and then apply it to all of them.
Enough, better,
World.
Wow.
Though.
So,
regurgitation,
okay.
corroborate,
Dilettante.
Dilettante. I think I finally got the pronunciation of English. Is it dilettante? Is it dilettante?
Dilettante.
Dilettante. And my note actually told me that it's beyond the Italian.
Fishmonger.
flamboyant, astute, idiosyncrasy,
Conspicuously.
I would say that really for the sake of a learner, that those fancy things might not be over compete the dictionary because it's accurate. I think all of them, these words are accurate. So we don't have a French dictionary like loanwords or something. So we fall back to Google Translate. Right, so
Radical,
radical.
rangé, rare,
I think she pronounced the R correct, but the tone is
rare,
quite bizarre.
la minute,
The minute.
le restaurant, voyageur, F,
Except for this one, I think the other one pronounced correctly. This is really outperformed for compared to the AI models. Basically, we have finished our test today among different layer and different classification of word from both English and French. What do you think you would like to use for your learning of language? Personally, I would say that maybe I still fancy the AI thing. My routine is like I'll add this word from either it's ElevenLabs or OpenAI, but I'll check if there are any word pronounced very weirdly, very bizarre, and deviate from the IPA. I will change fallback to Oxford or Google Translation. The only one that I didn't test is the GPT 5.2, which is not yet available to public in the API. I personally do looking forward to the release of that we can one day use this API for our Anki card. Maybe at that time I will test again. If you would like to an easy way to actually edit audio and forget about it, I think that Oxford and Google Translate is a safer choice. And if you fancy naturality and technologies, do use AI to generate and double check later. I think that is so far for today. If you guys have any experience or methods in terms of learning language using AI methods, please do let me know in the comment. I shall see you next time. Bye bye.